Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch The Force Awakens Han Solo figure from Hasbro. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style of packaging we've seen with the other Black Series figures. You've got the red and black box, or the black box with the red background. You've got the Star Wars The Black Series logo up top. You've got the image of the character down below along with the name, and the figure's clearly displayed. On the one side, you've got the red border. It tells us that this is figure number 18 in the series. And then on the back of the packaging, we have a brief bio in multiple languages for the character. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging, and I think Hasbro's done a really nice job with the sculpting of this figure. I really like the face sculpt. I think they've captured the look of Harrison Ford and older Han Solo with this figure. I like they've even sculpted the little scar on his chin, which I think looks good. My only probably minor complaint is maybe the eye pupils are a little bit off with the way they painted those, but still for the most part I think this is a very good face sculpt for Harrison Ford. Possibly one of the best that Hasbro's done for a Han Solo figure. Now with the hair, I like the sculpting of the hair, but they definitely should have added some more gray color to it. It's too brown in the movie. He's much grayer than this. You've got some gray shading throughout the hair, but for the most part, they definitely should have added more gray. For the rest of the figure, I like the sculpting. I like the jacket. I think it looks good. It's sculpted nicely. You've got the little energy cells on his little breast pocket, which I think they added just to kind of give the jacket a more futuristic look. Otherwise, it would just look like an everyday leather jacket. But I think it looks good. I like the texturing that they've got, especially here on the back. Gives it that leather look to it. And I will say the paint applications, they're a little bit off here because on the main part of the jacket, which is done with just that vinyl material, it's a separate piece from the figure. You could actually take it off. But it's a darker brown color, which doesn't look bad. But the color they used on the arms of the jacket, which are sculpted onto the figure, are a much lighter brown, and then you've got some dark shading throughout. But it definitely, you can notice the difference between the two paint applications between the body of the jacket and the arms on the jacket. So it throws the look of the figure off a little bit. The shirt is just a cream color, and they've done a good job with that. And you've got the gun belt. Now, this isn't the same kind of gun belt he had in like A New Hope and stuff. It doesn't have the little silver thing off here on the side. It doesn't have the strap here either to hold the gun in, which I don't think was in the movie. I don't think his gun belt in the movie had a strap, but I'm not 100% sure. But the gun does fit in nice and tight into the gun belt. You've got the little silver buckle here on the front, and then you also have one on the back, so that looks good. The pants I think are sculpted nice. Kind of looks like the pants are a little baggy. That's how they look in the movie. Almost want to say they're kind of like old man pants, but that is how they looked in the movie, and I think they've captured that look well with these, and they're just brown. Now with the boots, now, I don't remember him having boots that went all the way up to his knee in the movie, but the brown color of the boots is almost the same as the pants, so it might be I just didn't notice it. But with the boots, they've given it that wash work to give it that leather look, which looks pretty good. But like with the jacket, one boot is actually darker than the other, so it throws it off a little bit. Otherwise, other than some minor gripes with the paint applications, I think this figure looks really good, and I really like the sculpting detail. Again, I really like the face sculpt with this. I think they've just done a really nice job with that, and makes for a really nice solid figure. And for the one accessory he comes with his blaster, and this is pretty true to what we see with other Han Solo figures we've gotten. Same design and everything. You've got the scope on the top. You've got the end, which looks like is they've done where it's silver but then covered it with some dirt, so you can see a little bit of silver coming through, but it's more black than silver here at the tip of the gun. And then he's got the brown handle, and you can see a little bit of wash work to give it that kind of metal effect as well. So I think they've done a really nice job, and it fits in the holster nice and tight. He can hold the gun in either hand, but they've given him a trigger finger for his right hand, which is the hand that he typically fires the gun with. So, and again, he holds it nice and tight. Okay, so the figure stands almost 6 inches exactly. Seems to be a pretty good height with the other figures in the Force Awakens line. So here he is next to Chewbacca, and this is actually the first Chewbacca figure released in the Black Series based on his A New Hope appearance, though they're basically the same. And you can see the height is pretty good. Chewbacca is much taller than Han, as he should be. Here he is next to a New Hope Han Solo, the Black Series 6-inch New Hope Han Solo, and they're about the same height, so Han hasn't shrunk too much in his old age. Here he is next to Rey, and Rey is shorter than Han, as she should be. Here he is next to Finn, and Finn is a bit shorter than Han as well, and I think that's accurate. Here he is next to Kylo Ren, and Kylo is a bit taller, as he should be. And just one more, here he is next to the Gwyvian Enforcer, and they're about the same height. Okay, so for articulation, it's pretty good and pretty much on par with what we've seen with other figures in the line. The head's on a ball joint, so he can look left and he can look right. Actually, it's on a ball hinge joint, so he's got pretty good up and down movement. He can definitely look down good. He can look more straight ahead than up, though. Arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joint, so he can get his arm all the way out. He's got good rotation there at the arm. Does not have a bicep swivel. Single hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow pretty good. And he's got the swivel at the elbow. He's got the swivel at the wrists. He's got hinges on the hand, but the hinges are somewhat covered up by the sleeves, so it limits a little bit the up and down movement, but you can still get it pretty good up and down. Midsection joint, so he's got a swivel there at the midsection. No real crunch there at the midsection, though. Legs are attached with a standard ball joint, so he can do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward about that much, and he can do his leg back pretty good. He does have a thigh swivel. He's got the double jointed knee, so he's got good bending at the knee, and then he's got the ankle pivot and the up and down with the hinges on the feet, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I really like this figure. I think Hasbro has done a great job with the face sculpt on this figure, capturing the older look of Han Solo. I think it's one of the nicest looking Han Solo figures that Hasbro has done. Could have used a little more gray with the hair and a little better job of matching the paint between the arms and the rest of the jacket, but otherwise I think it's a very solid looking figure. Now, I was very excited for this figure when it was announced back in October during New York Comic Con, and then even more so after seeing the movie this week. So I think this is one that definitely all Han Solo fans are going to want to add to their collection. We'll have a full gallery of images up at JediInsider.com. There's a link in the description below for that. Now, this figure I don't think has started hitting shelves here in the United States. As I said before, they have started hitting shelves in Canada, and hopefully it should be soon for the United States. So as always, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.